Well, hi there. This is a impromptu-ish, more rough cut video, and this is my first installment in my weight loss update series. So last month, around early to mid-January, I think, matter of fact, you can click it here if you want, I made a video where I went over my plan for the next 6 months to get my weight down once and for all, finally get this shit done, and get my weight down to at least 15% body fat, which would be really, really, really good for me, really, really cool in terms of my historical weight throughout my adult life. And in that video, I went over all the things I'm going to do, all the tactical things I'm going to do, all the psychological things I'm going to do, and all that happy stuff. And in these videos, starting with this one, I'm just going to give you an update as to where I am, what is working, what is not working, and my weight progress. As a matter of fact, in a little bit, I'm actually going to step on the scale and show you how much I weigh. I'm going to show you actually what I'm eating or give you an example of what I'm eating. I'm going to go through all the specifics. And I'll post one of these probably once every week or two. So maybe on average once every 10 days or so, give you kind of a weight loss update video like this. I am here right now, as you can tell, in my Airbnb, my semi-temporary Airbnb before I get settled here in Dubai. I'll be here for about 5-6 weeks or something like that. So my goal, as I stated earlier, is to get to 15% body fat. And instead of using skin fold calipers, which I have, and instead of getting a DEXA scan and that stuff, I'm just going to roughly estimate that 15% body fat for a guy my size, my height, is somewhere around, and my build, is somewhere around 195 pounds. I weigh probably, 30, 35-ish pounds more than that. We'll find out in a second. I'll go weigh myself. But my goal is to get to 195 pounds. And that is my high school weight. I have not weighed 195 pounds since I was 18 years old as a senior in high school, and I was looking pretty damn good. So I figure that is a very good baseline goal to operate under. But Caleb, how do you know it's exactly 15% body fat? Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I don't give a fuck. And one of the things you guys have to learn, at least some of you guys, is to not nitpick these numbers. I'm going to get to 195, and then at that point, I will do some kind of DEXA scan. I'll probably just get a DEXA scan, yeah, and see exactly what my body fat composition is at that point. That makes more sense. I know I'm going to get questions saying, Caleb, why don't you get a DEXA scan now? Why don't you do skin fold calipers now? Why don't you find out how much body fat you have now? Dude, I'm overweight. That's dumb. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, when someone is visibly overweight, that guy doesn't need to figure out exactly what his body fat percentage is. That's fucking stupid. I need to fucking lose weight. I don't care about my body percentage right now. Getting things like DEXA scans are for guys who are like at 14% body fat trying to get to 8% body fat. That's valid. I am not in that category. So I don't need to worry about that yet. Now, when I get down to 195 pounds, then like I said, I will go in and I will get a DEXA scan, and then I'll evaluate from that point forward and maybe set the next goal. By the way, as I've mentioned before, my long-term goal is not just to lose weight, but actually to become the equivalent of an athlete. That's a long-term goal. Step one is to get this body fat down. Let's take care of that shit first. In terms of an update, because of my surgery back in January, I did a video on that too, I have been restricted from lifting weights for a long, long time. And it really, really sucks because I like lifting weights. I really like lifting weights. I like how it makes me feel throughout the day. And so I have not been able to lift weights really for about 6 weeks. And this was the first week that I was allowed to lift weights based on my surgery. And the reason for that is I have a lot of swelling. You can't really see it here because I'm wearing a wrap on my chest, a little bit here. Mostly it's here though. And the danger if I lift weights, certainly if I lift heavy weights, is that the swelling can inflame and expand and be very painful. And so the doctor's like, look, you need to wait as long as you can to lift weights. I said, well, when's the soonest I could lift weights? He goes, all right, 4 weeks from now, which is about 4 weeks ago or so. He said, be very careful. Please use light reps. So I was very excited this week to lift weights here in the building I'm staying in for my Airbnb. I'm in kind of an apartment here. And I went down to lift weights, and the gym is closed for renovations until February 16th. Or excuse me, February 17th. Good news is today is February 17th. So as of tomorrow, I will finally start to lift weights again. What I've been doing up until now is I've been doing all of my mobility stretching, what stretching I can do based on this surgery recovery area. I'm feeling pretty good now. And I've been doing cardio. So I've been doing those for the last few weeks, but I've not been able to lift weights. I'm sure I'm going to be a fucking wimp when I get in there tomorrow and I'll be sore to start all over again. And just the way it goes. Perfectly fine. So it's going to take me probably a week or 2 or 3 to get back in the groove 100% of lifting weights. But thank God, tomorrow I can start lifting weights again. By the way, when you see these YouTube updates, my YouTube videos go up about 2 weeks after they're filmed because I film them, I submit them, my staff edits them, makes the thumbnails, schedules them in advance, blah, 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 blah. So just be aware that whenever you're seeing one of these update videos, it's likely 7 to 14 days old by the time you see it. So today, as I'm speaking right now, today, this is February 17th. I don't know what date you'll be seeing this, but this is February 17th. And like I said, there will be many of these weight loss updates coming. This is the first of many you're going to see over the next 6 months. Now, in a second, I will show you my weight and I will show you what I'm eating. But before that, I want to reiterate that whenever you talk about weight loss, muscle gain, fitness, men's health, there is always massive, massive, massive disagreement and massive, massive arguments regarding this topic on the internet. And what's going to happen in these videos, including this one, and if you don't believe me, just look at the comments and watch what happens. What's going to happen is you're going to see guys who say, oh my God, Caleb, you're doing this totally wrong. What you should do is this. Look at this link. Then you're going to see another guy comment on that guy, and he'll say, oh my God, Caleb shouldn't do that. That's a terrible fucking idea. Look at this link. There's no real consensus in terms of the specific tactics on how to be physically healthier, lose weight, or gain muscle mass. That's just the way this shit goes. So as usual, I am not super interested in any specific tactical advice, even though I know you guys can't control yourselves and you will give me advice. I'm really not interested. You're free to comment below on whatever you like, of course, as always, but don't think I'm going to take any of your advice. By the way, as I also said earlier, both in articles and in past videos, my issue is not tactical, specifically what I'm doing. My issue is, and always has been, psychological. So if you have any psychological advice, please give that. Now, it better be psychological advice that I'm not already doing. So if I'm already doing what you're about to suggest, you don't need to suggest it. I'm already doing it. I love these guys who say things like, hey, Caleb, have you tried intermittent fasting? Yes, I've been doing that for 3 years. Thanks. Most of the advice you're going to give are stuff that I'm already doing. Caleb, when you fast, for real, you should take electrolyte water. Yes, I'm already taking electrolyte water. Thank you very much. With salt and baking soda and all. And yes, I'm already doing all that stuff. Thank you very much. I don't need your advice. I'm just here to give you updates to show you what is working, what is not working, and my progression. This also works as a little bit of accountability for me because now I know that every week or two, I'm going to have to check in with you guys to see how much weight I've lost. So this actually helps me too. As a matter of fact, this is one of the reasons I'm doing this, to be very accountable and to make sure I walk my talk in this area, because this is, as I've said many times, this is the one area that I've been weak on in my life, weight loss. Not necessarily physical fit. Well, yeah, because as I've said many times, this is the one area of my life that I've always been relatively weak in, fitness. I've been very healthy. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've never been drunk in my entire life. I drink lots of water, get plenty of sleep. I'm very happy, I meditate. So I'm very healthy, but in terms of fitness, weight loss, getting ripped, that one has been tough for me. So my objective here is to fix that and get that resolved finally. I am about to turn 50 next year. The last thing I want to worry about in my 50s is being overweight. Fuck that. I want to get this done this year. And my ultimate goal is to be an athlete. But I don't know what body fat percentage that represents. So my interim stair-step goal is get to 15% body fat, 195 pounds, at a minimum by June 1st. I'm sure I can hit that much sooner than June 1st, but again, I'm being very easy on myself. I don't want to push myself too hard because if I do, then I won't do it. I like to eat. That's just how I am. I have a psychological problem with eating food. I've massively improved on that, but it's still not fixed. So one stair step at a time, and I will continue with these updates so you can check in on my progress. This is what I do for a typical meal right now. What I do first thing in the morning is I take out some spinach and this is frozen spinach, frozen chopped onions, and then frozen chicken breasts. This is about 9 ounces. Usually it's about what I usually do most days. And I leave them out all day, and that way they can just thaw all day. And then I just cook them in the little microwave. I don't really give a shit, but it's gross and rubbery. I don't really fucking care. So for snacks, what I've got is almonds. I got to be careful because those are very caloric, but I can eat a few. There's my weight scale where I weigh my food. Very simple. I'll use that if I'm doing something new to add to my calorie tracker in my phone. And then go over here for more stuff. Pretty smart. So I look like a bachelor right now. So this is, what is this? Oh, veggie patties. These are really good. They taste like meat, very low calories. This works really well. This is more frozen. What is this? Yeah, frozen onions. Cool. Now, treats. These things, they're really fucking good. But Caleb, they're bad for you. I don't care. They're only 145 calories, so I can have 1 or 2 of these as a treat and still be under my caloric allotment for the day. So this is what I'm currently using. Before I was using chocolate-covered dates, but those were too caloric. So these are much lighter. Plus, for some reason, when I eat ice cream, I don't know how you feel about this, but when I eat ice cream as a treat, I don't feel the crash later in the day like I do if I eat real carbs like a donut or something. Ice cream is real easy on my system for some reason. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm sure this will change in about a week or two, but this is just a good example. Alrighty, this is my live weigh-in, live so to speak. Today is February 18th, 2021. I'm about to step on the scale. I'll show you exactly how much I weigh. And as always, I weigh myself at the exact same time every day. It's as soon as I wake up. It's right after I go to the bathroom, but before I eat or drink anything, and I weigh myself totally naked. I even take off my ring and my Fitbit, take everything off, so I get as accurate a reading as I can. And so what I wanted to do is show you me actually stepping onto the scale and getting a reading. The scale is right there, down there. The problem is the scale and this tile floor in this apartment are very reflective. And when I did that, it showed my entire naked body in its Herculean glory. And while I'm sure the ladies would enjoy that, I don't think YouTube would. So I tried 4 or 5 different angles. They all showed me naked. So fucking hell, what I'm gonna have to do instead is step on the scale, wait a second for the numbers to come up and lock in, then immediately step off and then show you the reading. So I'm gonna do that right now. So hang on, I'm gonna step on the scale. Come on, scale. There we go. There's the number right there. It says 229.4, 229 pounds, 0.4. So I wanna get down to 195. So that means what? That means I need to lose, let's see, 34-ish pounds or so. So I have my work cut out for me. We'll see what happens next time I weigh in.